Yeah, if I'm in the water and a baby approaches me with a fish tail, I'm getting out of there. Hey everyone, it's me, Kyle Williams, and welcome back to The Haunted House. Today is an interesting day. Can we all just take a deep breath real quick? Just humor me for a moment. Take a deep breath with me. Big inhale, hold it for a second, and then a big exhale. Ready? Sometimes it's good to calm down. I don't really document my day-to-day life yet, and there's a reason for that. It's just... sometimes it's tough. Maybe you're feeling like you're in a similar boat, or what? How can I make that scary? Maybe you're in a similar coffin. No, we're not dead, we're alive. Maybe you're in a similar situation. And I want to say, just by being here and putting up with all of this, you're doing a good job. Straight up, we're making it through. I'm extending a hand to you. Not to be dramatic, but whatever it is, we can get through it. That sounds so cringe, but like, I'm being serious. Anyway, I'm here today back in the haunted space, in front of the purple tree tapestry with the creepy cloth all across it. I'm wearing my Elvira shirt that says Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and she's lying seductively across the shirt. Love Elvira. She's really the blueprint for so many things, so big shout out to her. The lighting today, I didn't realize until I already set it up how I wanted. It's red, white, and blue. It looks a little bit patriotic, looks a little bit like police lights, but America and the police system, both of those can be very scary, so we're on brand. All right, here on the black table, I can't wait anymore, there are some snacks, so I'm gonna open that up. Lily's dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Less sugar, sweet life. I'm excited to try this because I love chocolate and peanut butter, and I love the packaging. There's spiders and bats in like fall colors, and it says creepin' is sweet. See, I love that. Don't kill me. Just add some fun Halloween puns in darker colors. Now I'm gonna open it and sample. The smell. Wow. Here I go. Now that is something I needed. I'm gonna have another one. Yeah, that's good tasting. Okay, now there's 4 left and they're all on the table. Anyway, final thing to address here. There are 4 magazines on the table as well. These I have picked up all around, and I'm just gonna browse through them. They're all Halloween themed, so I'm just gonna read them, eat some chocolate, hang out. It will be calming. Let's hope. Alright, let's get into it. The first one says, Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2021 Special Collector's Issue. This one seems like a craft magazine. I'm not totally sure what cross stitching is. I imagine it's like knitting. Guess we'll find out. The cover is beautiful. Lots of different designs, lots of haunted looks. There's all kinds of cats actually, which is pretty cool. Ties into a future magazine that I'm going to read about later. Alright, looking at the contents. Oh, this is full of puns. I love that. Calling all monsters? We know a little something about that, China and McClain. I remember one time I was at a Halloween party, like an adult drinking kind of party, and Calling All the Monsters came on the Halloween playlist, and I said, I love this song. And someone said, are you joking? And I said, no. And we just kind of stood there for a second, and then we moved on. But I will ride or die for Calling All the Monsters. Have a possum Halloween. Possum as in cat version of awesome, but also possum. Shout out to that book I wrote. I do remember some things about this book. It's about possums. I remember it's about possums. I made a video about that too. So this is like an activity book. This is like actual designs. Okay, I don't know what any of this is, so I was not prepared for this. This, I guess you can make all kinds of blankets and napkins and purses and things. That's fun. I'm not really evil. I've just been in a very bad mood for 20 years. Me on May 22nd, 2017, when I turned 20. Okay, so this magazine, if you did cross-stitching, this magazine would be perfect. This is so informative. I don't know what any of it is. This says skill level easy. Yeah, I wouldn't know a clue what to do about this, but that's okay. I'm not the targeted audience for this. That's okay. Oh. So this piece of chocolate fell on the floor, but it's still wrapped, so I can just eat it. So all in all, this magazine, 10 out of 10. Alright, next magazine. This one is called Ghost Hunting, Secrets of the Supernatural, with Amy Bruni and Adam Berry. Why do they have the exact same first and last name? Amy Bruni and Adam Berry. It's not exactly the same, but it is exactly the same. You know what I mean? Okay, let's learn about them. Why are we here? What does it all mean? And what happens when we die? Do not get me started on all of that. Oh, doesn't matter. We don't have time for that today. Are ghosts real? There is no solid evidence, no scientific measurements. In fact, quite the opposite. Science has been trying to disprove the paranormal, but those explanations have fallen short of fully explaining many people's experiences. I like that, kind of leaves it open-ended. I mean, that's true. We don't really have proof, but we don't really have proof against. So maybe there are ghosts, I don't know. Spirits may remain in places that were important to them in life. By that logic, I will probably be hanging out at a Popeyes. How to address a ghost? With respect. The Axe Murder House? No. I do not like real things. All love, but no. Make art that is as dark as possible, whatever. Tell a story that's as dark as possible. I don't know. I guess that's a huge true crime, but I don't think it should happen to people if they don't want it to happen to them, you know? The ghosts next door. Every neighborhood, from the rural and remote ones to the biggest cities, has its share of strange history and paranormal activity. Okay, I'm gonna see if my apartment building is haunted based on these factors. Top signs a house is haunted. Do a gut check. Is your intuition going off? I mean, not really. It might just be a little chilly. You're hearing or even smelling strange things. I often hear strange things in this apartment building, all the time in fact. I heard some people yelling outside earlier. Objects are moving on their own. Seems pretty stagnant in here. I can tell you a ghost story actually. This is not really a ghost story, but it is a funny story about ghosts. This was back when I was like a kid. I remember one time I was at a friend's. It was a big gathering, like a barbecue or something, so there's a bunch of people I didn't know. So me and a group of kids all go to someone's room just to hang out. And then one person starts closing the doors and closing the windows, and she's like, okay, we're gonna do a reading of the room or something like that. And I was like, okay. She pulls out a briefcase and it has a little meter that beeps, and she pulls out a cross. I was like, you were ready for this. And she's like, okay, everybody be quiet. And she holds up the cross. I don't have a cross, so I'm just gonna hold my hand up here. She holds up the cross and starts like turning very slowly. We're all just sort of sitting there like, she really just took the reins of the whole social situation. Spoiler alert, nothing bad happened, so can't really get mad at her. But anyway, so she's sitting there. She says to the spirit, make a noise when you hear the first letter of your first name. She starts turning the cross around the room and she goes, A. And we're all just listening. We're all just standing there like, and then B. C. And she does the whole alphabet. I remember by like the letter L, I was like, okay, can you make a noise please? Because this could take forever. Anyway, I don't remember a spirit coming out that night, so I guess they just took the day off. So that's a little bit of a ghost story. This magazine rings like a very historical, very artistic account of past events. Oh my goodness, Krampus. Here's an image of Krampus. It looks like a demon Santa, a dark counterpoint to kindly Saint Nicholas. Oh. Water babies? Apparently there's an indigenous legend of dangerous water spirits who take the form of infants, some with fishtails or gills. Yeah, if I'm in the water and a baby approaches me with a fishtail, I'm getting out of there. Oh. Final judgment of the ghost hunting magazine, 10 out of 10. So maybe I'll speak to a ghost later tonight. Next chocolate. We're down to our last two. This one's a smaller magazine. Spooky Cat Puzzles. Meowsterious and scary activities for feline fans. Lots of cats tonight. I don't know what's the move. Maybe I'll buy a cat. I'm not a huge fan of animals, but I like when they do human things. Like I love when an animal yawns or comes up next to you and goes to sleep. Very nice. Find the mummies too? Been there, done that. Maybe this will have information. My last video was the mummy video, which was... So this is interesting. To be honest, this is a very interesting activity. Well, that was interesting. I must have had foolishness for breakfast that day because I really thought I was gonna like educate the world with that. Me and this product are going to teach you about the truth, but I did research after and I put some links in the description of that video, so go check it out. Friday the 13th. The 13th. Paranormal captivity. It's a treat. No tricks. So final verdict, 10 out of 10. Second to last chocolate. Here we go. Yes. Final magazine. Better Homes and Gardens. Halloween Tricks and Treats. Let's dive in. This magazine is very decorations focused. Here's a lot of images of just skeletons hanging out in the house. Let me get the skull. Sam the Skull, how's it going? Skeletons are a great way to decorate. It's true. I mean, we all have a skeleton, so This magazine is also extremely creative. Honestly, all of them are. Here's a tip. She says she puts a broom, a witch hat, and shoes next to the entrance of her home to give the impression of a witch having just arrived. All these photographs are so beautifully shot, legitimately. These cookies look so good. Maybe I'll start baking. This is like a gold mine, like an encyclopedia of decorations and party ideas. Treats for the tricksters. Kids. Luckily I don't have kids either. They even have instructions to make costumes. Wow. Oh no. The bug costume I just saw made me think of the Metamorphosis. These people are so creative. All I do is talk. Like the amount of crafts and stuff. Wow. White chocolate ghosts add an extra layer of creepy when they perch and watch the activities with a blank stare. That is creepy, actually. And we've reached the close. Well, alright. See, I have a beautiful skull here. I'm glad you could make it for the last part of this video. I love the addition of skeletons. I'll have to get more decorations to hang out with the masked skull. Final verdict for this one? 10 out of 10. I've read everything. Final piece of chocolate. Those really do taste good. Alright, well, anyway, we had some good chocolate to eat. We had some good magazines to read. So thank you all for joining me today. Let's take another deep breath. Ready? Big inhale, hold, big exhale. Ready? Hopefully we can find peace soon. Anyway, until next time, I guess I'll hit the camera with... I'm gonna hit the camera with spooky cat puzzles. Alright, well, so we'll see you next time, and happy Halloween.